All right, let's check volume. It's good. And let's continue on in Acts. Meanwhile, Peter continued knocking. When they finally opened the door, they saw him. They were amazed. He motioned for them to quiet down, and he told them that the Lord let him out of prison. Told James and the other brothers what happened, he said, and he went to another place. At dawn, there was great commotion among the soldiers about what had happened to Peter. Herod Agrippa, ordered a thorough search for him. When he couldn't be found, Herod interrogated the guards, sentenced him to death. Afterward, Herod left Judea to stay in Caesarea. Now, Herod was very angry with the people of Tyre and Sidon. They went into the delegation to make peace because their cities were dependent upon Herod's country for food. The delegates won the support of Blastus, Herod's personal assistant, and an appointment with Herod was granted. When the day arrived, Herod put on his royal robes, sat on the throne, and made a speech to them. The people gave him a great ovation, shouting, "It's the voice of a god, not a man." Instantly, the angel of the Lord struck Herod with sickness because he accepted the people's worship instead of giving glory to God. So he was consumed with worms and died. Yikes. Again, the earth is supernatural. Any time you're living in the Bible, we will all be living in the Bible as soon as the Antichrist receives his deadly wound to the right eye or 2 days after it. Let's go and continue with Nebuchadnezzar's story about how the Lord called him. Nebuchadnezzar is writing this himself, oftentimes in the third person, but of course sometimes in the first person. Then Daniel, whose name was Belteshazzar, was astonished for 1 hour, and his thoughts troubled him. The king spake. So he's writing in the third person right now. The king spake and said, "Belteshazzar, let not the dream or the interpretation thereof trouble thee." Belteshazzar answered and said, "O my lord, the dream be to them that hate thee, and the interpretation thereof is for your enemies to love and appreciate. The tree that thou sawest, which grew and was strong, whose height reached to heaven, and the sight thereof all the earth, whose leaves were fair, and the fruit thereof much, and allowed for meat for all, because Babylon fed the world, under which the beasts of the field dwelt, and upon who the branches and the fowls of heaven had their habitation." See previous Bible studies videos where we've been telling you what this is all about. "It is you, O king, that art grown and become strong, for thy greatness is grown and reacheth unto heaven, and thy dominion to the end of the earth. And whereas the king saw a watcher and an holy one coming down from heaven," an angel, "and saying, Hew down the tree and destroy it, and leave the stump of the roots thereof, even with a band of iron and of brass, in the tender grass. Let it be wet with the dew of heaven. Let his portion be with the beasts of the field, till 7 times pass over him. This is the interpretation, O king, and this is the decree of the Most High, which has come upon my Lord, the king." We'll get to the rest tomorrow. I'm glad you're here. I love you very much. Ask questions anytime. That's what I'm here for.